What is going on, guys? We're here with another one of our PvP breakdown videos. This is part 2 of 3 in our team building guide for the Prismatic Cup. So let's go on and dive right into it. Today we'll be covering the anti-fighting and the anti-electrics. We'll start off with the anti-fighting. In your blue spot, you got Silph and you got Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is not a super hard anti-fighting counter. It's a very niche and spice pick. It really only shines in these zero shields, but even in zero shields it doesn't pick up Glade, with Glade being confusion user. I'll actually take a pause real quick and throw out why I chose these 5 particular fighters. Chestnut being the only grass and fighting type, it can hit both the waters and really hit any of the other steels or rock types. Hitmontop being he's a lot better with the zero shields and late game just because of Stone Edge and close combat. Lucario is very baity, but he's our only steel fighting type that we have. There is a Scavalier, but a Scavalier is not a fighting, he's just a counter type user. Then Glade is a confusion user, but he classifies as a fighting type with Leaf Blade and close combat. And then we got Blaziken here again just because of counter, and well, he is just a straight up fighter. So anyway, we'll continue into the one shield. Silph picking up everything in the zero shield, and in the one shield it's a bit more varied, as Nidoqueen only picks up Hitmontop and Blaziken in the one shield, mainly because neither one of those have anything super effective to hit Nidoqueen with. Silph actually picking up everything outside of Blaziken and Hitmontop, so they kind of do each other's tasks there in the one. And then the two shield, Silph picks up everything but Blaziken, and Nidoqueen picks up everything minus Blaziken and it picks up Blaziken, Hitmontop. It doesn't pick up Glade or Lucario in the two shield, probably just because Lucario can bait with Power Up Punch, Shadow Ball. But we'll move on down to our red slot, in which we have Talonflame, Charizard, and Wormadam. Talonflame absolutely wins out in every fighting category in the 0, 1, and 2. Only struggles with Glade in the 2 shield. Charizard, again being the Dragon Breath, only beats Glade and Chestnut in the 0 shield. While in the 1 shield it picks up Blaziken, Hitmontop, and Chestnut. Loses to Lucario and Glade. A bit surprising it loses to Glade. Lucario makes more sense because it's Dragon Breath and still resisting it. It's probably still bait dependent for Lucario. Lucario has to hit a Shadow Ball, but it's probably safer than the Fire Spin one. And then in the 2 shield, he picks up the same exact matchups as he did in the 1 shield. And we'll go and look at our only confusion user here in the red slot, which is Wormadam. Wormadam picking up both Glade, Hitmontop, and Chestnut, only losing to Blaziken because of Blaze Kick being 4 times super effective, and Lucario being a steel type, somewhat not resisting, but doing neutral damage because of the fighting and steel type. And then in the 1 shield, it does worse, only picking up Chestnut and Blaziken. Those are the only 2 it gets. And then in the 2 shield, it beats up everything, mainly because it can shield and just chew it down with confusion. Then we'll come down to our white and yellow spot, where we actually have three nice picks for the cup. I'd say they're pretty top. You got Hypno, who beats everything in the 0 minus Lucario, because Lucario can hit a Shadow Ball. Then in the 1 shield, same story. And then the 2 shield, it beats everything, probably just due to confusion doing so much damage to them. Frostlass picks up everything but Blaziken and Hitmontop in the 0. And in the 1 shield, it picks up everything besides Blaziken and Glade. And then in the 2 shield, it beats everything but Glade again. And then we'll go down to Zapdos, beats everything but Hitmontop because of Stone Edge. Beats everything in the 1 shield and only loses to Glade in the 2 shield, mainly due to confusion damage, which I guess would be the same as Frostlass here. And we'll progress to our green and black boys. We got the Charm user in Whimsicott. We got Dusclops this is purified Dusclops. Shadows aren't allowed here. You can use normal. I looked at both just Fire Punch and Shadow Punch versus Fire Punch in return, and return does do better overall than Fire Punch does, or not Fire Punch, Shadow Punch. Shadow Punch just really lacks the damage to really get anything. And then we got our other top confusion user here, which is Bronzong. Whimsicott beats everything minus, I think it ties, it either ties Lucario or ties Blaziken in the 0 and then loses to the other one. And then in the 1 shield beats everything, 2 shield beats everything because Charm is just chunking away at fighting types. In the 0 shield, Dusclops only loses to Lucario, mainly because Lucario can get off a Shadow Ball. Beats everything in the 1 shield, beats everything in the 2 shield. Bronzong beats everything besides Lucario and Blaziken in the 0 shield. It probably ties one of those. I think that's the only reason I double aired it like that. Ooh, excuse me. With the orange as well. In the 1 shield, only loses to Lucario. Lucario probably has to bait. And then in the 2 shield, Bronzong beats everything. So in the green and black slot, they beat everything in the 2 shield. And then we'll go down to our pink and brown, which is only Dragonite and Noctowl. Dragonite picking up everything outside of Hitmontop and Lucario, mainly Hitmontop hitting a Stone Edge and Lucario resisting Dragon Breath. In the 1 shield, Dragonite picks up everything outside of Gallade, and in the 2 shield, Dragonite picks up everything outside of Lucario again. But I'm pretty sure that's bait dependent. I think Lucario probably has to bait 2 power-up punches and then throw a Shadow Ball. In the 0 shield, Noctowl beats everything, which it should. It's fighting, or it's a flying type. In the 1 shield, beats everything outside of Hitmontop, and then in the 2 shield, beats everything besides Lucario. And which is interesting because that means Lucario is just straight power-up punching the whole time. In our purple and gray spot, this is probably your best out of everybody, as far as just hard counters. You have Gliscor, you have Gengar, and you have Drifblim. All of them resist any fighting type moves, minus Gallade. Gallade being the only confusion user out of all of those. Gliscor wins in 0 shields, only loses to Lucario in the 1. Pretty sure it's bait dependent. I'm pretty sure if Gliscor lands, or I don't know why I'm saying pretty sure, it's 100% guaranteed if Gliscor lands Earthquake against Lucario, it's GG's. And then in the 2 shield, Gliscor wins all out. Gengar wins every shield matchup in the 0s, only loses to Gallade due to it having its poison type being weak to confusion, and then the same story in the 2 shield, mainly because Gallade can just shield up and confusion down. And then we'll go down here to Drifblim. Drifblim beats everything outside of Hitmontop due to Stone Edge in the 0, beats everything in the 1, and beats everything in the 2. So that's really a strong spot if you really want a super hard counter for the anti-fighting. If I had to guess, my top 3 for the anti-fighting is obviously going to be Talonflame. You'll probably see Hypno a lot, and then I honestly think you'll see probably a lot of Drifblim or Gengar/Haunter over Gliscor. Gliscor is decently highly ranked. I just don't know how high it would actually, its usage rate will go up. But that's all for the anti-fighting, and we're about to go on to the anti-electric. But if you haven't already, if you'll drop a like below and subscribe, it helps me out a lot, and I appreciate all the support. Also, if you will, leave a comment on who you think the top 5 mons of this meta are, and we'll go into that maybe in the next episode and look into that. But let's go on and move on into the anti-electric. So anti-electric is the water type, the water electric Lantern, your flying electric Zapdos, Steel Electric Magnezone. I included Zepstrike on here just because of Flame Charge. I thought that'd be a nice, unusual pick. And then you got Alolan Graveler. I chose Alolan Graveler over Alolan Golem just because of bias sake. That's the only reason. Literally no other reason to choose them. They do very similar things, except for that I'm pretty sure Alolan Golem doesn't have access to Rock Blast. Or maybe it's Stone Edge. It's one of the 2. But we'll go on and go into our blue slot, which is Quagsire, Tangrowth, and Jumpluff again. Jumpluff beating everything else, or it only beats 2 spots here. It only beats Lantern and Alolan Graveler. In the 1 shield, it actually picks up Zebstrika 2, and then in the 2 shield, it loses Zebstrika again. So, Jumpluff, not a super hard anti-electric counter here. Quagsire though, Quagsire, completely different story. Decimates him in the 0, decimates him in the 1, and only loses to Zapdos in the 2 shield. And with Tangrowth beats everything outside of Zapdos and Magnezone in the 0, then beats everything outside of Magnezone in the 1, and then beats everything outside of Zapdos in the 2. So, Tangrowth and Quagsire being your top 2 for the blue slot. We'll get down to our red boys, which is Vileplume with Razor Leaf and Crocodile with Snarl, Crunch, and I believe Earthquake, if I'm not mistaken. Vileplume picking up everything outside of Zapdos and Magnezone in the 0s. Same story for the 1 shield, and the 2 shield actually beats everything besides Zapdos due to straight Razor Leaf damage. Doesn't really have to throw charge moves. In the 0 shield, however, Crocodile beats everything outside of Zapdos, and then the 1 and 2 beats everything. So Crocodile is a very nice spot for your anti-electric if you really want it to be in the red slot. I really want him to work just because I'm a fan of Crocodile. But we'll go on and go into the white and yellow. And these are not super hard counters, they're very much soft counters, Shelgon being the better of the 2. Zangoose picks up everything outside of Zapdos and Lantern in the 0 shields. But in the 1 shield, it only picks up Zapdos and Lantern. So it flips in the 1 shield. And then the 2 shield beats everything, but I'm pretty sure it's bait dependent with Night Slash. Then we'll go to Shelgon, who beats everything outside of Zapdos in the 0 shield. And then in the 1 shield, beats everything but Magnezone and Alolan Graveler. And then in the 2 shield, beats everything due to just Dragon Breath damage adding up over time. And we'll go to our green and black slot. We have Flygon, we have Chestnut, and we have Cradily. Again, trying to keep it versatile, show different ones out here. These guys all pretty much decimate all the electric types. Flygon does not lose in any shield situation against any of them. Chestnut only loses to Zapdos in the 1 shield, mainly due to its grass typing and not having anything to hit Zapdos with super effective moves. Same story in the 1 and the 2. So Chestnut is another solid pick, only losing to Zapdos. And then we'll go to Cradily. Cradily beats everything in the 0 shields because of Stone Edge and Grass Knot for Lantern and Alolan Graveler. And then beats everything again in the 1, and then in the 2 shield only loses to Magnezone due to Magnet Bomb, I'm pretty sure. I think it outspeeds it as far as getting to charge moves. So another really good slot to choose for your anti-electric. Then we'll go to the pink and brown. We have Shiftry, Sudowoodo, and Sunny Cherim. Shiftry only beats Lantern and Magnezone in the 0 shield. Surprisingly enough, it does not beat Alolan Graveler in the 0 shield. In the 1 shield, it beats everything but Zapdos, and then in the 2 shield, it beats everything. So it's really better with shields, so probably a good lead mon. Then we'll move on to Sudowoodo, who is the exact opposite. He beats everything in the 0 shield, but he doesn't beat Alolan Graveler or Zebstrika in the 1 shield. And then in the 2 shield, that seems wrong. I may have to check up about that Sudowoodo. I guess in the 1 shield it baits Rock Slide against Lantern and then Earthquakes it. That's the only thing I can figure. And then we'll go to the 2 shield. Sorry for that random intermission. And then we'll go to the 2 shield. Sudowoodo beating everything outside of Zapdos. And then Cherim Sunny wins everything in the 0 shield, but only beats Zapdos, Lantern, and Magnezone in the 1 shield. And for it to beat Lantern, I'm pretty sure it is bait dependent, but not like Lantern can hit anything super effective against Cherim. And then in the 2 shield, it beats everything but Zapdos. And then we're back to the purple and gray spot. Oop, ignore that. In the purple and gray spot, again, you have Gliscor, then you have Ferrothorn, then you have Excadrill. Gliscor in the 0 shield beats everything outside of Zapdos. Same story for the 1 shield, and then in the 2 shield, it only picks up Alolan Graveler and Zapdos. And then we'll move on to Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn picks up everything outside of Zebstrika, with Zebstrika being able to hit it with a Flame Charge. And then in the 1 shield, Ferrothorn actually only picks up Lantern and Alolan Graveler. And then the same story in the 2 shield. And then for the final spot in the purple and gray, we have Excadrill, who only loses to Lantern in the 0 shield due to getting hit by Hydro Pump, but in the 1 and 2, it absolutely beats everything. But that is all for today's episode. We got one more part to cover, the anti-confusion users, and then your last flex spot / fighter spot. But we will catch you up in the next episode, so I will talk to y'all later. Bye guys.